Hey there, everyone. I just wanted to let you know about some random things that I do here that I don't know if you're aware of, and also to show you some things that I just made that I haven't had for a while that are really popular. They're just like a double step for me, so it's a little bit hard for me to get to these sometimes. But I was able to make, actually, I had an order, a wholesale order for Gifted in LBI. So if any of you are ever down in LBI, go visit Rose at Gifted. Her store is amazing. She has beautiful stuff. It's enormous. There's so many things in there. So if you ever rent a house on LBI, or if you just go there for the day, be sure to visit Gifted in Brant Beach, which is, I guess it's kind of in the middle somewhere on the island. But anyway, she ordered these pieces that I didn't have in stock, so I made them for her, and then I also made them for me to sell here at the store. So this is one that's really popular. It says a Jersey girl is like a rainbow with a little bit of hurricane. That's the truth, huh? This one was a viral thing that we had there going for a long time, and it's still very popular. We had some jewelry pieces with this on it and that kind of thing, but now it says a wise girl knows her limits, a Jersey girl knows she has none. And this is actually a quote from Marilyn Monroe, and she said, a wise girl knows her limits, a woman knows she has none. So they just kind of changed it to a Jersey girl knows she has none, which is kind of cool. So that's a cool one. I sell out of the Pink Flamingo constantly. I actually have a lot of items in Pink Flamingos, like these Queen's Jewels, Swarovski crystal wine glasses. I have like a square piece that could be like a candle holder. There is a bunch of accessory pieces in the Flamingo. There's also some soaps and diffusers that are a Flamingo collection from a company that I buy from. This one here is really popular too, because down the shore everything's all right, a quote from Bruce Springsteen's song, right? And this one here is always really popular. I have no idea about this movie. I've just been told about it, but apparently it's like a cult following movie called Endless Summer that was out in the 60s, and this is kind of the imagery of it. And so every time I have this, people go crazy because apparently it's like cult obsession. I have the lifeboat design. I have saved one or two that I can put whatever town name you want here, but I have some already made that say Jersey Shore. So if you ever want one that says like Manasquan or Belmar, whatever town you'd like, I can write that on here for you. This one, I know it's not around the holidays for sure, but I do sell this guy all year round. This is the snowman at the beach. And I was sold out of him, and she ordered some, so I made them again for the store. So I do have these here if anybody needs. And then also this one here, the wave with the seagull. I'm always out of this one too, so I have this one available now too. And this actually is from I believe it's Bradley Beach's logo for the town, and usually it has Bradley Beach written here. And I could also do different towns here, but it's just such a pretty design, and I sell all the time. Okay, so now these pieces here are the framed wedding invitations that I make here, and I'm not sure that you're aware that I make these, but what I do is I take the invitation, and it can be anything. It could be a baby announcement, it could be a graduation announcement, it could even be a photograph, but generally speaking I do engagement photos or wedding photos or wedding invitations. And I have made these for 40 years, if you can believe it. And so anyway, what I do is basically look at the frame, look at the invitation, and then discuss with the person who's purchasing it for the couple what frame they would like. And most of the time people leave it up to me and for my suggestions, or they know that they have a certain color wood tone in their home, and they guide me as to what these people would like. A lot of times I can tell that by the invitation itself. So I do have a gold mirror on these two that I just made here, but I normally work with a silver mirror behind the piece. And real pressed flowers. I press some of these flowers myself, and some I do get from elsewhere. And I tailor the frame to the invitation. So this person wanted ivory, which made sense. The card stock is ivory. It has some gold on it. If it looks a little strange, I have taken tape and rolled it up to try to conceal the names on these, just so as not to expose someone's name on a video like this. So if you see those weird rolled up pieces of tape, it's just covering up the names on the invitation so that it's not as apparent, to keep some anonymity there for these people, because I'm just, showing these as samples. So this one here's an ivory frame. The one back there is a navy blue frame, and this one here is a black frame. I do white frames all the time. I have a real pretty gray wash frame that actually I'm out of right now that I have to order, that I make a lot for kind of beachy or like barn type weddings. It was all the rage. People really like it because that gray tone is kind of neutral, and can go with, dark woods, light woods, whatever. The gray tones, the gray wash has been really popular. I could do gold frames. I could do silver frames. I do frame like 50th wedding anniversary invitations as well as 25th. So we could do the silver frames, for the 25th anniversary, and the gold frame for a 50th anniversary. And you see pansies in these, where we usually put pansies out in our front buckets, and that's actually where I press them from. And I can add, like in the bigger one in the back, that one is an 11 by 14. These other two are 8 by 10s. So those are the two sizes I generally work in. And the bigger one, the people wanted me to add 2 photographs of the couple that were part of their invitation itself, for me to put the flowers around those as well as the invitation, kind of a collage situation. It's a little more difficult for me to do that in the smaller size. So just so you understand the pricing, the 8 by 10s are $65 and the 11 by 14s are $125. So if anyone wants a really personal item to give, even along with a check at a wedding or a bridal shower, they have gone for the last 40 years. I don't even advertise these, really. I'm just doing this today because I actually have 3 samples at the same time to show you, which I never do. And half the time I have to steal the frame from the sample out in the store. So there's usually not even a sample out in the store. But once somebody starts buying these from me, they do them for every wedding, every new baby born. And it just makes that perfect, personalized gift that people have told me they get letters back, like the thank you for the gift, and they are told, and they show them to me all the time, where people say to them, this is my favorite gift of what we got at our entire wedding. Sometimes people even get them in advance of like the shower, and they'll put them on the favor table, or the table outside of the wedding venue, to kind of like showcase people with their table seating placement cards. So I've had people use them like that as well. So usually if it's for a shower, there's usually not a ton of time. These take about 2 weeks to be made, but sometimes I can rush them if it is for a shower and you just got the invitation, the shower's 2 weeks from now. You could bring it over to me and I probably could do it fairly quickly for you, unless I have to order a frame and wait on the frame. But usually I can get those pretty quickly too. So I wanted to make you aware that it's yet another offering that we have here that is very personalized. And I can do different color flowers. There are certain flowers that don't press well. So a lot of times people will ask me for flowers that were in the bouquet of the wedding and they don't press. A lot of those flowers don't press, like orchids don't press, roses don't press. I have some mini roses that I could use, but it's generally colors that I go with when it comes to the theme, not necessarily flowers themselves. So, and I just did an interesting one where I had done one about probably at least 20 years ago for someone, and I used to do a very Victorian looking design with these, very traditional. And I decided to make them more contemporary. Plus, I didn't want to do those other older versions that I used to do had stained glass as part of them. and I don't want to do stained glass anymore. I don't really want to work with the lead anymore. So I have tailored it down to these more modern styling, which actually goes better nowadays with people, the younger set that are getting married, which usually they're the ones getting married anyway. So this girl brought me back the Victorian looking one that her mother had bought her like 25 years ago. And we made a more modern version of it. I took out the invitation, and she had like a metal frame that she had bought that she gave to me, which is also possible. If you have a frame and you want to give it to me to do these, I could take some money off of the cost. It doesn't cost me a ton for the frame, so it's not a huge savings, but if you have a particular frame that you would like me to use and you'd like to bring it into me, I can do that. So anyway, she bought the frame, and she wanted it to be glass on the back and glass on the front, so kind of like totally see-through, and like a floating frame, they call it now, I think. And I did the flowers around the invitation. We changed the way that they looked from the original, made it simpler, more contemporary, and then added some things to the clear areas that were around the edge of it, and it came out really pretty. And she was very happy. So I do actually refresh the flowers on these through the years. Like if they are put in like a window like area, they fade a little bit, I can redo the flowers every 5-10 years or so if someone desired that to be done, because they are real flowers, and depending on how much light they get, they will fade over time. But usually certain colors, like especially these ivory ones, they don't really fade at all, and these green eucalyptus leaves don't fade either. All right, so that's that. If anyone's interested, takes 2 weeks, $65, $125, and we can figure out whatever frame you would like. I had mentioned I was getting in some clothing that was similar to some other clothing I had that sold out, and I just wanted to show you. These are them. Really pretty blouses. They're $29.95. It's like a stretch fabric, and this is longer than the original one that I had. I originally had an ivory version like this one here, but it was a little bit more cropped and different shape. So when I saw these from the same company, made out of the same material, I bought these in because they're just so pretty. They're just a little bit of a detailed, basically a real pretty stretchy t-shirt or blouse that makes for a great spring piece to wear or give as a gift. And I think that's about it for the new right now. We are going to be having a trunk show. I'll just mention this, with the girl who does the upcycled jewelry. And what she has developed is these stretch bracelets with wording. So I can put a picture of that in the email so that you guys can see, because she's going to be taking orders. She's coming April 15th, and she's going to have a bunch of new upcycled jewelry. And then she's also going to take orders, and also have some stock items on these stretch bracelets with the wording. So she's actually got, she's doing, if someone got into college and their college name would be written out in the words. And then she said she's doing either like a gold hematite bead or a silver hematite bead with maybe some 1 to 2 accent colors of gemstones that you can dictate what you would like to see, and whatever wording you want. So the custom ones are going to be $34.95, and these are all like real gemstones, and they're heavy duty. They're not the same, like, I don't know if you could see this, but that's labradorite. You can see that stone right there is like changing colors. There's amethyst. There's also 8 million different stones that she uses. So if you wanted a sorority written out, she's actually getting Greek letters in too. So if somebody joins a sorority, or like I said, whatever college, and then I'll put a picture in the video, the email that I send this video in, for you to see all the different sayings that she has. But she can do anything. So the stock ones that she's going to be bringing with her April 15th are going to be $29.95 each. So if you see any there that are like a stock design that she's got in stock, then they will be $29.95 when you get here. If you want something custom ordered from her, she will bring it with her on April 15th. And even if you can't come that day, you can always pick it up at a later date. And the custom ones will be the $34.95. Okay, so I will leave that in the email below so that you guys can get a better idea of what I'm talking about with these bracelets. But they're really cute. And if somebody just like got into college or, you know, joined a sorority, it's really cool to give a gift that has the name of the college on it, or really whatever you want. So if you have some kind of business or charity or something like that, if you wanted a specific name written out on a bracelet, she could do it. All right, so I hope you all are doing well, and I hope to see you all soon. Have a good one.